Hi, Jimmy Johnson here in the Patriot League studio, and I'm joined now by a 2006 graduate of American University, Keira D'Amato. She's also a 14-time Patriot League gold medalist across track and field and cross country. She's a 6-time scholar athlete across 3 sports, and she's now the new United States record holder in the women's 10-mile. Keira, thank you for taking the time out, and congratulations on the new record.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is awesome. I love getting back to my roots for the Patriot League. This is fun.
And we're glad to have you. Now, for our Patriot League fans who may have kind of lost track of you after your years at American University, can you share with us a little bit about what you've been doing since graduation?
Yeah, of course. And it's easy to lose track of me because, well, and pun intended, to lose track, but I was gone for a while. I graduated a long time ago. So I graduated from American University in 2006, and I ran for a couple years post collegiately before having an injury that kind of just pushed me into the next phase of my life. So I got a real, corporate job. I got married. I had kids. And then somewhere after having child number 2, I started running again just for fun to get back in shape. And I started getting more competitive, and the wheels started like clicking for me, and just decided to really get after it. So for the last 3 to 4 years, I've been training very hardcore to try to make an Olympic team. And recently, just set the American record for the women's 10 mile.
When you got back into it, was there ever a moment like, whoa, I can still do this?
Yeah, like I wasn't trying to get back into it to compete. Like I was trying to get back into it as just a fun thing to have in my life. I've always been a big fan of running. I'm just a runner down to the heart. So just having that as part of my day makes me a happier person. And I started working out more. And I remember in one workout in particular, I ended the workout with a 5K at my college PR. So the fastest time I ever ran in college now is a 36 something or 34, whenever I ran it, year old mom. I was beating my college self. So that felt very satisfying, strangely satisfying to, for 30 something year old Keira to be kicking 20 something year old Keira's butt. But so just kept rocking and rolling.
You smashed some more records last week on Tuesday in Washington, D.C. You broke the record by 49 seconds. For you, coming across that finish line and just seeing that time on the board, what was that like?
It was wild. I don't even I am a person that can talk myself in circles for hours and hours. And I don't even know how to explain that feeling. I mean, I was very emotional, like both just, I couldn't believe that it had happened. I was just so grateful that I was where I was. And then just overall, I was just exhausted too. So combine being very tired from running 10 miles with just this overwhelming just pride. It was just a pretty surreal moment. My husband and my mom were holding the finish line tape. So that was really, really special. And my kids were there to see it. So that was really cool too. And, they see me training every day, and, I'm sure they don't really know why. And so I feel like I really showed them last week, this is why I've been working so hard at this.
And when you break a record like this in such a fashion, 2 days before Thanksgiving, what goes on that Thanksgiving plate? Is there a little extra stuffing?
Oh, everything, man. Everything that I can fit. But you know what? Whether I broke the record or not, that plate is always full. I'm just a huge eater. But yeah, that strategically, I put the race before Thanksgiving and not after Thanksgiving. So that was definitely intentional.
I can understand that one. Now, 2020 has been a forgettable year for many, but for you, the calendar year has actually been pretty good when it comes to racing. For you, just can you share a little bit about the success you've had? Now, you've been doing some podcasts here. I listened to a couple today. You did a great job, and highly recommend all our Patriot League viewers to go out and check those out. But for you, what is it like to have this success and the extra stuff that comes with this success?
Yeah, I can't figure out if everything going so well this year is awesome or not awesome. But because there's really no races. So I've had to kind of create my own events and do time trials, and the 10 mile, the Updog 10 miler, I put on by myself. I created this race, luckily with the help of a lot of people. But yeah, I felt like when everything shut down in the world, my running didn't have to. And this journey for me has been very personal to find how fast I can run. What are my limits, and how can I perfect this craft to be the best runner that I can be? So COVID or not, like that wasn't going to stop my journey. So, I just kept pedal to the metal. Like I had the tiger eyes on the prize. Like, it didn't stop me and I just kept on going right through it. But, and I think during COVID, when everything has been shutting down and everything has been difficult, like it was really, really helpful for me to have these goals and to have things to train for and to work towards. And it's really kept me on track this year.
And for you, you're the running realtor, you're the running mom. How challenging is it to have all these things and then still train for races like this?
Yeah, I tell everyone it takes a village. Like I couldn't be doing this if my husband and my kids weren't supportive, and if I didn't have the help of my husband's parents and my parents and just the Richmond community, and just I need so much help all the time. And that's a little humbling because I'm not necessarily the person to ask for help. For me, it's just you make it fit. So yeah, it's tough juggling everything. And, like I said, it just takes a village. So I have a lot of support, I have a lot of help, but you just get it done. And I find that the more that's on my plate, the more that gets done. I'm a very productive and proactive person, especially when my schedule's full. And I think everything kind of balances off each other. So with running, like I'm a very obsessive and I can be slightly anxious, which I think can be good or bad. So having like real estate also helps me just not go all in too crazy on one of the aspects. So I feel like it's a balancing act, but it's a very healthy balance for me.
And I just have to correct you, part of that village is your awesome husband. I know you say you want to sneak that in there.
Yeah.
So I want to get that in there.
My husband's a rock star. He didn't go to the Patriot League, or he's not in the Patriot League conference, so we'll give him a mulligan on that.
Honorary member right now.
Yeah, honorary for sure, for sure. He has like the AU gear and he wears it all the time proudly. But yeah, he's just an awesome person. He's so much fun to be around. He's so supportive. He picks up all the slack when I have no energy like to do anything else at the end of the day. And I couldn't be doing this without him. So yeah, power to him. He's a rock star.
And one of the things you've been doing is a goal for Olympic trials here. Can you just share with us a little bit about that journey and what it's been like?
Yeah, it's just been a weird, surreal, just wild ride. But I did not make the team for the marathon, but I still have a shot to make a US team, Olympic team, this coming June or July in 2021 at the US track trials. So right now, everything that I've done in 2020 has been geared up to make me as fit and fast as possible for that track trial. So both probably the 5K and the 10K, I have a shot. I'll hopefully be on the starting line of, when the team gets picked. So, I hope it's me, and I'm going to do everything in my power to try to finish top 3 and be one of those team members.
And lastly, maybe some advice for student athletes and anyone else out there who likes to run. I'm an avid runner. I've run one marathon, but you could probably, I know your time, you could run 2 in the time that I ran mine, but hey, I just finished. But for all of us out here who like to run, what's some advice you might want to give us?
The first thing is just find a way to keep it fun. So set goals that feel challenging but doable and go after those goals. And whether it be, you're trying to run your longest time or your fastest time or the most mileage in 1 week, set a goal that really excites you and can get you out of bed. And speaking of getting out of bed, the earlier you run in the day, the more likely it is to happen. So I know when I tend to shift my runs to the afternoon, that turns into the evening, and then it's super hard to get motivated. So in order to get like on a good routine, I recommend getting up, getting some breakfast, and going first thing. So when you get out of bed, put on your running clothes and just get after it first thing, as it's more likely to be done. But yeah, the biggest thing is just have fun. That's the name of the game here. That's, it's running. We should be having fun with it.
And getting out of bed in the morning is the hardest part. I can attest to that one for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time out. We're really proud of everything you've accomplished so far, and we look forward to seeing what else you can do. Stay in touch. We'd love to hear back from you.
Thanks, Jimmy, and thanks, Patriot League. AU Eagles, baby.